Mental health matters. That's the slogan for International Youth Day 2014, being celebrated today under the theme Youth and Mental Health. Welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Coming up, we give you an update on the plans for the National Youth Service Program and its role in fulfilling government's strategic priority of economic growth and job creation. Also, hear more about what local stakeholders are doing to address mental health issues among the youth. Plus, catch some youth in action, from rearing goats to playing their part in Jamaica's development. An enlightening half hour awaits you. We start off with the latest news.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Tuesday, August 12. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin is reporting a 3.3% decrease in the unemployment rate for the month of April. In its latest labor force survey, Statin said the unemployment rate for April 2014 was 13.6%, compared to 16.3% for the corresponding period last year. Occupations in the hotels and restaurant services, transport, storage and communication sectors recorded the most growth. Close to 26,000 additional persons were employed, bringing the total figure to approximately 1.1 million. Of the almost 26,000 persons, about 14,000 were females and 11,000 were males. In the meantime, Statin also indicated that the unemployment rate among youth aged 14 to 24 years also decreased by 4.9%. Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ has begun a pilot for its Electronic Funds Transfer EFT project as part of government's tax reform program. Under the pilot, TAJ will begin paying income tax and pensioners' refunds directly into the bank accounts of customers. Beginning this month, individuals claiming refunds will therefore have to submit their banking details in order to get paid. Documents verifying the bank account number and type of account should also be submitted. Individuals are also reminded to complete the client information form as well as the income tax form when applying for refunds. Through the EFT project, TAJ will be able to reduce its expenses as the agency will no longer incur costs associated with the issuing and mailing of checks. Jamaica Customs will be better able to protect the country's borders and revenues following the launch of the revamped Authorized Economic Operator AEO program. An AEO is a party involved in the international movement of goods that has been approved by Customs to process certain aspects of trade. At the program's official launch, Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips said the revamped AEO system served as a risk management tool and mechanism to facilitate trade,
which among other things will reward compliant economic operators and focus resources on potentially unsafe and high-risk entities and individuals in order to protect both our borders and the country's revenues.
Dr. Phillips added that the AEO program has helped Jamaica move to 70 out of 160 countries on the trade logistics ranking published by the World Bank. It's the first time that Jamaica has moved below triple digits. In the meantime, Industry, Investment and Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton says the revamped AEO program will help Jamaica become the logistics hub of the Americas.
The ease and speed of doing business has always been one of the greatest inhibitors to international trade. The AEO program removes that barrier by operating a system of mutual trust and streamlined custom procedures to accelerate the flow of goods and services across borders.
As at July 2014, 28 companies have been validated under the revamped AEO program, and 186 persons who were part of the original program have applied for membership. Jamaica is the first country in CARICOM to implement the revised AEO program, which is part of the World Customs Organization's framework of standards. Jamaica Promotions Corporation JAMPRO has joined forces with the operators of the Montego Bay Convention Center to attract more business for the facility. This follows the relocation of JAMPRO's Western Jamaica regional office from downtown Montego Bay to the convention center at Rose Hall. At a recent function to mark the official opening of JAMPRO's new offices, Portfolio Minister Anthony Hilton underscored the importance of partnership between government agencies and organizations.
I think we're able to achieve much more by pooling our resources, our unique skills and collective wisdom to fashion a collaborative a collaborative that will bring great benefits to Jamaica.
JAMPRO's Western Regional Office provides assistance for local and international investors in the parishes of St. Anne, Trelawney, Hanover, Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has expressed condolences to the victims and people of China who have been affected by a recent earthquake in the Asian country. At the official opening of Segment 2 of the North-South Highway, which was constructed by China Harbour Engineering Company, the Prime Minister extended Jamaica's best wishes to the government and people of China.
We regret the loss of life, the injury to more than 1,800 persons, and the massive destruction of homes and other infrastructure.
A 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck China's southwestern province of Yunnan on August 3, killing hundreds of people. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
Preparing for back to school can be a stressful task if not planned carefully. That's why it's important for you to make a list and deal with each task one at a time. Here are a few tips to consider when shopping for books. Before you buy any book, check with friends, neighbors, and family members for ones you can borrow. You should also check with schools, churches, and community groups that may have a recycle book program or stores that sell second-hand books. After you have done all that, check the prices at various bookstores in order to get the best price. You could also buy books that will be used early in the school year first, if you can't buy all at once. Act now and avoid the last-minute rush.
The National Youth Service continues to empower Jamaica's young people by offering a wide array of programs and initiatives. So what's the plan for the 2014-2015 fiscal year? Get that information right now.
Young, gifted and black. Oh, what a lovely, precious dream.
My administration is placing a serious focus and emphasis on youth development.
And that commitment has manifested itself in government's focus on job creation and economic growth through the emphasis placed on education and training to benefit the nation's youth. Leading government's charge in this regard is the National Youth Service, the premier youth development entity catering to Jamaicans between 17 and 24 years old.
Young, gifted and black.
The whole direction and the mandate of the National Youth Service is to engage youth and help in their development towards employment.
And the 2014-2015 financial year is no different, as the National Youth Service will be targeting some 10,000 youth through a number of programs which have been created or extended to meet the growing demands of Jamaica's young people.
You can get it if you really want.
This year, 200 young people will receive training under the NYS's Entrepreneurship program.
We train persons in various disciplines essential for starting and running a business for a 2-week period. And this is followed by a 6-month period of hand-holding.
And they will provide with business coaches who will work with them over a period of up to a year and guide them from business idea, from business plan, onto financing and establishing of their own businesses.
We train them on budgeting and time management and dispute resolution, market research.
On the other hand, we have courses which we call Entrepreneurship 101, which we run in each parish for youth who declare an interest in entrepreneurship. We teach them the nuts and bolts of business. What does it mean to own your own business? What are the skill sets you need? What are the government agencies you need to engage with in terms of tax compliance, etc. And from their experience with that program, they will now determine whether they need to go to the next level and be engaged in our entrepreneurship full-blown program.
We're looking to expose 1,500 youth to entrepreneurship in the 2014-2015 fiscal year.
You can get it if you really want.
That program was born out of the recognition that many youth graduate from college and have no experience and therefore find it difficult to get full-time jobs. because they have no experience to be able to take to their employers. But without the jobs, they can get no experience.
So the National Youth Service, in partnership with public and private entities, placed participants for a period of 6 months.
What we've found is once our participants show that they can add value to a placement site, the placement site generally takes them on.
Last year, 320 graduates were involved in the program, with an expected increase to 500 in the 2014-2015 financial year.
I would like to thank NYS for this opportunity, because without this internship, I do not believe that I will be able to get a job as easily or to develop my capacity.
The exposure, it's a wealth of knowledge gained through participating in the NYS program, and it certainly has assisted in getting me to where I'm at now.
Through this program, the NYS partners with the Jamaica Values and Attitudes Project for tertiary students, JAMVAT, plus a tertiary institution to pay 70% of participants' tuition fees. With a focus on agriculture and the logistics hub this year, NYS is partnering with the College of Science, Agriculture and Education, CASE, and the Caribbean Maritime Institute.
Currently, we have 50 persons in the AHEP program, and we're going to add 100 this year.
"50 participants are currently engaged in a NYS JCDC events management program.
And their first priority is to assist with developing and executing all the programs associated with emancipation and independence activities for this year, as well later on in the year with the Heritage Week activities. So they're getting fundamental, very good experience in events planning and events management, which they can parlay into entrepreneurship and running their own events planning business.
In the financial year, the NYS will be engaging 40 participants in Information and Communications Technology (ICT) through a partnership with the Creative Production and Training Center, the CPTC.
Youth are very interested in those areas, and they can deliver value to the global market without moving from Jamaica.
The government is committed to providing jobs and in so doing grow the economy. And as an agency of the government, the National Youth Service continues to satisfy the ever-evolving needs of the nation's youth.
We have a broad mix of programs and opportunities that could or that would or that should appeal to just about any young Jamaican within the 17 to 24 age group.
This is Romain Virgo. I'm here appeal to all of the youths them to just stay away from crime and violence. We know the temptation, the money, the fast life. People say them rate you, but that will only take you nowhere. If you stay in school and focus, then you can achieve anything. Be your own leader. A gang is a dead end.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
I've got to get myself together. Yes.
20%. That's the number of youth globally who are experiencing a mental health condition, according to the United Nations. So what's Jamaica doing to assess and deal with this issue? Well, the Mental Health Unit of the Ministry of Health has partnered with the Ministry of Youth and Culture to carry out some initiatives.
The Mental Health Unit is very happy to twin with the Ministry of Youth in promoting International Youth Day. The theme is Mental Health Matters. Mental health matters for all of us, whether you're young or you're old. People with mental health problems, youth, are able to study, gain a career, work. 1 in 10 young persons does have a mental health problem or will have a mental health problem during that time. But there is treatment for them, adequate treatment for them to recover and to develop to their fullest potential. If you are feeling that you have a mental health problem or you're anxious or depressed, talk to a trusted friend or a trusted adult or a counselor, because there is help. We have the child guidance clinics for those who are under 18, and we have the adult mental health clinics, and there are other mental health resources available where you can get help. Help is available.
The Ministry of Youth and Culture is partnering with the Ministry of Health, Mental Health Department, and Kiwanis Club of New Kingston, as well as Art for Living. And we are doing numerous activities. They would have included messaging, mass messaging across both networks for youngsters, messaging on mental health issues, breaking stigmas, etc. And also, we have launched a poster competition, and this was launched today, and it will span a time span for all of the youth across Jamaica to be able to participate in it. You can go to www.youthjamaica.com to catch up on that and see the requirements, etc. And also, we have partnered with Art for Living to deal with some nice workshops for the youngsters, youth empowerment workshops, embodying issues of yoga, meditation, exercise, proper breathing, all of these issues that would help self-development in terms of managing mental health issues. Those are some of the activities that we have engaged in, and all our youth information centers are engaging in this dissemination of information.
My name is Jason Ricketts, and I employ all youth with disability to not give up hope. Another day comes, another day goes. There is a space out there for you, just need to work hard, and I'm sure that your training will help Jamaica move forward to meet Vision 2030 plan.
We stopped out the road to hear from some youth with disabilities on what they are doing to contribute to our national development.
We can play a lot of role. For example, the blind cricket, sporting development, and we take part in national development. For example, we can see Mr. Floyd Morris in the Tenet.
I'm currently doing a master's degree in cultural studies in the Institute of Caribbean Study and Reggae Study Unit. From this master's degree, I really hope to contribute to the popular culture of Jamaica, specifically reggae music and dancehall music. So one of my aims is to preserve and maintain the culture of reggae.
What youth can do in national development is to be qualified and to get jobs that will enable them to make an impact on society. For example, in my case, I am a trained teacher, but currently I'm an administrative assistant. So I am able to give back to the community by ensuring that the students I serve, the students with disabilities who I serve, get the best out of the University of the West Indies so that they are positive role models for those to come.
I'm currently studying linguistics and language education. My goal is to just really understand the language, interpret it in the right way so that I can impart knowledge to the students so they may reach further, and that is how I contribute to national development.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
The young people of this parish and others who will come here have to recognize that your prosperity lies in agriculture as part of your skills.
That's the Education Minister speaking recently at a graduation ceremony in Trelawney. And right across the island, more young people are seeing the value and profitability of engaging in agriculture. An exciting story awaits you from one young lady in St. Anne.
Did you know that a goat eats 3 times more than a cow? Didn't know. Me either. Well, my name is Amanda Forbes and today I'll be sharing some information with you about goat care and management. Now follow me. Well, this is my grandfather's goat pen, and this is where I learned, well, some of the things that I learned about for goat care and management, and I'll be teaching you more about the goats in this pen. They're very friendly. Well, this pen was created like this, and it has lots of holes inside of the caves because goats love rocky area to get exercise in, right? So when they go up inside the pen, it protects them from the rain, and they get a lot of exercise because they're actually going up and down on the hillsides. And they actually love this type of environment where they can interact with each other. You can actually tell the age of a goat by its teeth, and especially when it has the first 2 front teeth pop out, you know that it's 1 year old. But when it starts to get spaced, you can actually tell the age. But when it has no teeth, you can actually know that it's months old. It's not really a year old, it's very young, despite how big they seem.
Only 15 years of age, Amanda already has a wealth of knowledge in the care and management of goats. And in addition to being mentored by her grandfather, she has learned some of this information from her association with the Jamaica 4-H Club. In engaging hundreds of clubites through schools across the island, the 4-H Club is grooming youngsters like Amanda to pursue agriculture as a viable career option, and she's a believer.
Well, I would like to go to the University of the West Indies, UWI, and I would like to try to follow in the career of biotechnology and in veterinary service of caprine. Caprine is the veterination of goats, as I said before, and I would like to do biotechnician. This is genetic engineering.
Amanda's passion to care for animals started when she was much younger. She could be seen caring for her dogs when they were hurt.
I used to have these medicines in the house that I would actually treat them with. Then Grandpa would say, no, let her treat them myself, because he had the treatment for them.
This young St. Anne resident and student of Fern Court High School is destined for great things in the future. But today, she's our teacher.
Do you know how to select a goat? Well, I'll teach you about that. For, you say a doe. A doe, you make sure that she's sturdy on the legs, just like that one over there. See the one standing on the stone? Sturdy on the legs, but you should have a wide barrel and a well-developed chest. And make sure that the udder is well attached, the big and tender and soft udders, so the kids can actually get some nice milk from it. In preparation for breeding, actually, you should expose the does to fresh pastures, fresh green pastures, so you can get lots of succulent plants. Then afterwards, you give it like 1 to 2 pounds of 12 to 16% CP, that is concentrated protein from the industries. Then you deworm and delouse them, and then you give them some vitamin supplements so they can be sturdy and very active, so they can get to do what they want to do, you know what I mean.
With this natural talent comes also the comedic side to Amanda, which she uses to entertain her friends.
When I'm down like this, they make me smile like this. But they said, you sure you don't want to do acting? They said you could fit in, and I said,
There are 3 things that matter most to Amanda.
I love school, and I love my best friends, really. And I enjoy working with animals very much.
So much is that love for the care of animals that she was awarded the Jamaica 4-H Club Championship Trophy for Goat Care and Management at the 2014 National Expo. She is now the national representative in this category. With this knowledge and that which she will acquire in her future studies as a veterinarian, Amanda hopes to help her grandfather with his goats. And there are other plans.
And I would like to apply to the Japanese embassy for the scholarship that they're offering, and then I would like to get a job over there and here if it's possible. Then I could actually promote the industry of goat production from Jamaica to Japan.
And so in her spare time, she reads manga, a Japanese comic that helps her to learn the language and culture. Amanda's forward-thinking approach is one that's embraced by the government, as it positions the agriculture sector for growth and sets up a promising future for the youth.
Given the youth's willingness to adapt to new ideas, concepts and technology, it goes without saying that the future of agriculture in Jamaica resides with our young people.
Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention. In a pen, you should make sure that the feeders are designed in a way so to discourage the goats from stepping on the feeds or fecal contamination. And you should make sure that when they are going out to a pasture, I would recommend that the pasture have like grassland like this. I wouldn't like them to actually grow on the ground because you're actually risking the goats to ingest worms, and you wouldn't like that because this will formulate in a loss later on.
The youths, positioning themselves to make a difference and continue the growth in agriculture.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
Youth with mental health conditions can often experience stigma and discrimination, which in turn can lead to exclusion and/or discourage them from seeking help for fear of being negatively labeled. If you're one such person, don't be afraid. Get the help today. That's how we close the pages of today's Jamaica magazine. We'd love to hear your feedback on our programs, so be sure to send an email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. You can visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for timely information and our social media pages on Facebook and Twitter. On behalf of the entire JIS production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.